Attention, passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you're sitting there thinking, what's the latest with the Cowboys? What's the real story behind all this buzz? Well, buckle up, because what I am about to tell you could change the landscape of the NFC East and maybe even the NFL itself in the coming months. We're talking about a story that has been brewing quietly, but is now starting to make waves. Deion Sanders, yes, Coach Prime, might be on the verge of making a stunning return to the Dallas Cowboys. And no, this isn't just some rumor or football gossip. There are serious signs pointing in this direction, and if it happens, it could be one of the most talked about stories of the season. Let us start with the current state of the Cowboys. As many of you know, this franchise is at a crossroads. After a couple of seasons that left fans frustrated and critics questioning the direction of the team, it is clear that Dallas is in a bit of a limbo. Their quarterback situation, for instance, has been a topic of heated debate. Dak Prescott, the franchise's longtime leader under center, is now 32 years old. While he has had moments of brilliance, the consistency has sometimes been lacking, and the pressure to perform at a high level every week is immense. Fans want to see more, especially from a team that has been so close to Super Bowl glory in recent years, but just couldn't quite get there. Now, add to that the fact that the Cowboys' defense, which used to be a cornerstone of their identity, has been somewhat depleted. Micah Parsons, the game-changing linebacker and one of the brightest stars in the league, is still a cornerstone, but beyond him, the defense has struggled to maintain the same level of dominance. Injuries, inconsistency, and sometimes a lack of depth have hampered their ability to shut down the league's best offenses. It is a situation that is fueling speculation among fans and analysts alike that the Cowboys might need a fresh start, or at least a bold new approach. And that is where the potential coaching change comes into play. After parting ways with Mike McCarthy, the team brought in Brian Schottenheimer as the new head coach. Now, Schottenheimer is an experienced NFL offensive coordinator, but his appointment was seen by many as a stopgap and in-house choice that might not be the long-term solution fans are craving. The truth is, the Cowboys' front office, led by owner Jerry Jones, has always been ambitious, always willing to make bold moves if the right opportunity presents itself. And right now, that opportunity could come in the form of none other than Deion Sanders. Why Sanders? Well, for starters, his ties to Dallas run deep. He played for the Cowboys from 1995 to 1999, earning a Super Bowl ring with the team and establishing himself as one of the most electrifying and charismatic players in NFL history. His legacy in Dallas is solid, and his impact on the franchise's culture is undeniable. But it is not just about nostalgia. Sanders has proven that he can coach and motivate at the highest levels, currently making waves as the head coach of Colorado, where he has turned that college program into a national sensation. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Reports suggest that Jerry Jones personally reached out to Sanders after the coaching vacancy opened up. And Sanders, in his own words, described the call as intriguing and delightful. That is a pretty clear signal that there is at least some genuine interest on both sides. Now, Sanders, affectionately known as Coach Prime, has built a reputation as a magnetic personality full of energy, charisma, and a genuine ability to connect with players and media alike. Imagine what that could do for the Cowboys' locker room, which has sometimes been criticized for lacking swagger or leadership. But let us not forget the elephant in the room, the logistics. Sanders is currently the head coach at Colorado, where he signed a lucrative 5-year, $54 million deal. That is a figure that makes him one of college football's highest-paid coaches. His contract includes a buyout clause, which means that if he were to leave Colorado prematurely, he'd face a significant financial penalty. As of now, the buyout is structured to start at $12 million if he leaves before December 2025, with subsequent reductions over the next few years. For the Cowboys, that is a big consideration. Would they be willing to pay that kind of money to bring Sanders back? And more importantly, would Sanders be willing to leave his current position, especially considering how well he is doing and his recent comments about how the loss of his son, Shedeur, who played quarterback at Colorado and now is with the Cleveland Browns, has affected him? You see, Sanders has spoken openly about how the death of his son has impacted his life, but also how it has allowed him to focus more intensely on building something meaningful at Colorado. He has expressed that losing Shedeur and having to juggle coach and father roles has been both challenging and empowering. Yet the emotional and familial considerations are huge. If Sanders were to consider NFL coaching, he has made it clear that he'd only do so if it involved coaching his sons, particularly Shedeur, who is now trying to find his footing in the NFL. Deion Sanders was a rising star at Colorado, and now, with his move to Cleveland, the storyline becomes even more complex. Imagine the scenario: Sanders, with his high-profile personality and deep Dallas roots, returns to the team that made him a star. The fans would go wild. The media frenzy would be unparalleled. But at the same time, the financial implications and roster-building challenges are significant. The Cowboys would need to weigh whether bringing in Sanders is a strategic move or a risky gamble. It's not just about XS and OS. It's about culture, leadership, and the ability to inspire a team that's been looking for that extra spark. And let us not forget the broader picture. The NFC East is one of the toughest divisions in the NFL. The Eagles, Commanders, and Giants are all highly competitive, and any shift at the coaching level or with star players can have ripple effects across the division. For Dallas, making a bold move to bring in Sanders could be the shot in the arm they need. It could energize the team, inspire the fan base, and send a message that they're serious about contending for another Super Bowl. Of course, there are skeptics, too. Some analysts argue that jumping back into the NFL with a high-profile coaching hire like Sanders could be risky, especially considering the complexities of NFL management, roster construction, and the high expectations that come with coaching a franchise like the Cowboys. There's also the matter of timing. Would Sanders leave Colorado before completing his tenure? Would the buyout cost be too prohibitive? And most importantly, would he be willing to leave his family in Colorado and return to Dallas, especially with the ongoing emotional ties? Now, as much as this story is about potential and speculation, it is also about the future. The Cowboys are always looking for ways to elevate their game, to get over that playoff hump, and to finally bring another Super Bowl trophy to Dallas. Bringing in a coach like Sanders with his magnetic personality, proven leadership, and deep ties to the franchise could be exactly what they need. It's a bold move, yes, but sometimes in football, bold is what separates champions from also-rans. And the NFL world is watching. Fans are buzzing on social media, analysts are debating the merits, and insiders are trying to read between the lines. But one thing is for sure: if there is one thing that history has shown us, it is that the NFL is unpredictable, and sometimes the most unexpected moves turn out to be the game changers. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what is next? Well, we'll have to watch the coming weeks closely. Will Jerry Jones make a bold move? Will Sanders actually entertain the idea? And how will Colorado and his current contract play into all of this? The buyout clause is significant, and while Sanders has expressed interest in coaching his sons, the emotional and financial calculus makes it a complicated puzzle. But one thing is clear: if Sanders does decide to make the leap, it would be one of the most talked about stories in NFL history, and it could redefine the Cowboys' future. And let us not forget, this isn't just about coaching. It is about legacy, about culture, about inspiring a franchise that has been so close but just hasn't been able to seal the deal. Sanders, with his unique blend of charisma, NFL experience, and deep Dallas roots, could be the spark that reignites that championship fire. But he is also a man who values family deeply, and that is what makes this story so compelling. It is a narrative of love, ambition, and the pursuit of greatness, something that every Cowboys fan can relate to. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Sanders is the right fit? Would you welcome him back with open arms? Or do you believe the risk outweighs the reward? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. This is what makes our community special: sharing insights, debating, and dreaming about that next Super Bowl. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. This story is far from over, and the next chapter might just be the most exciting one yet.